programmed to bring you Alicia makes another possibly shitty cake. The thing is, I don't even like cake. I honestly just want to get really good at it so I can quit my job. I want to make crayon cakes for a living. Without further ado, let's start this redemption cake is what I'm going to call it. Hopefully it ends up good. If not, we'll just call it Crayon Cake Part 2. Since that last cake that I made, I have watched so many cake decorating videos, so many videos on how they're structured and, you know, what they put in it and how to make the cake and all that. Obviously, I'm not a professional still, but I think I understand it better now. Anyways, the recipe that I'm using for that, as well as the buttercream ice cream, is the recipe that the icing artist uses. So I'll link all that in the description if you want to use it. Now that we got that out of the way, yeah, that should be good. This is a cake leveler. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut off the like dome of this and make it flat. Okay, so normally you would also cut off the caramelization on the bottom. There's honestly not a whole lot there. So I'm going to leave that. But we're going to cut off the top and the side caramelization. That is an awful sound. No wonder she cuts that shit out of her videos. Honestly, we're probably going to cut some more off because it's still very dome-like. Okay. Oh, no. We need to go the opposite way, Alicia. Basic math. Okay. That's better. So now we're just going to kind of go like this to get that stuff off. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this on my nice cake. I guess there are cut marks in it already. Okay, and then we just do the same thing with the other one. So now we're going to be starting on the filling. So first, I'm going to go ahead and make this French vanilla pudding. And I will be right back. Basically what I'm making is kind of like a caramel pretzel, like salted caramel pretzel cake. So let's just see how it goes. I think all this stuff together is gonna taste pretty good. We've got our French vanilla pudding, our caramel Hershey syrup, and then I've got some crushed up pretzels that I did a minute ago. First, we're gonna do what's called a moat around the cake, and that'll kind of just hold in the toppings. It's not quite big enough, so normally you would have one that's probably honestly about twice this size. It's not perfect, but we never expected it to be. So we'll just go around it again, make a bigger moat. And this is also going to kind of seal the cakes together. Okay, so now we're going to put some of the pudding in here. So we're going to put some caramel sauce on here. Just like that. And then we're going to put some of the crushed pretzels in there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our other layer on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this cake in the freezer for about 20 minutes. And then we'll add our icing. That'll kind of just make it keep its shape a little more. And that'll make the icing stick better. See you in 20 minutes. Alright, so while I wait, I plan to put some flowers as decoration on the top of this. I just got some fake ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the flowers that I want to go on top. I'm going to go ahead and like clip them, and I'm going to wrap the stem in floral tape. Which I don't know if it's as big of a deal to do when you're doing like fake flowers. But I know with real flowers, you definitely, if you're going to put real flowers in the cake, you definitely want to add floral tape to it because they have like the pesticides or whatever. So I got like legitimately a bunch of stuff. And I know it's not fall time, but a lot of the flowers I got kind of go with the fall, which my cake is also kind of a fall like flavor of a cake. So it kind of worked out. But I found these, you know, I didn't think about it. I have wire cutters, but for some reason my brain didn't think about it whenever I was in the flower aisle. I was like, oh, I gotta get these. How am I supposed to cut the flowers if I don't have them? They're just regular wire cutters. I don't think you leave the thing super long. I think you leave it maybe like 1.5 to 2 inches. But I also maybe want them to be different heights. Now, people who know stuff about like what season what flowers come out, yeah, just maybe don't tell me that, oh, these flowers don't come out in the fall time, so it makes no sense that they would be together in this cake. I'm not a florist. I don't know. So now I'm going to just start crumb coating it, which basically just locks in all the crumbs and keeps your outer layer of icing clean. I'm hoping I don't end up having to make more icing because I really don't want to. Shoot! Oh god. I saved you, icing. Shoot, I forgot about the hole. The table's clean, so don't worry. Alright, so it's definitely not perfect. But it's not terrible. So we're going to go ahead and throw this back in the freezer for 20 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit more icing for our cake. So now we're going to go ahead and put another coat of icing on here. Alright, I'm going to call that good enough. Alright, so for the decoration, you guys already saw the flowers. And then I figure I'll just drizzle some more caramel on the top, sprinkle some more pretzels, possibly even on the edge, we'll see. And then we'll put the flowers on. And then I also got these sprinkles and this glitter. I might be using these sprinkles right here because they kind of go with my theme. But let's just kind of go and see how it goes. Gotta be bold. You can't stop, you just gotta go once you start. I hope I don't ruin it doing this, but let's do a little dab so I can go down the edge there. Come on, come on. Let's do a dabbity doodah there. Perfect. I need to do a little drop. No, yeah, follow the path. The top isn't perfect, like right there and right there. Got a little carried away, but some of that's going to be covered up, I think, with the crumbs that we're going to put on there. It kind of looks like a grocery store birthday cake. That's already a huge step up from 5-year-old makes his own birthday cake. Oh yeah, this is covering up the errors. I'm going to let it just sit for a minute. And then we're going to transfer it to my cake board. And then we'll put the flowers on. Don't think I'm going to do the sprinkles, actually. I like how this looks. Okay, so I have to lift this cake and center it on this. Oh, God. Get off, get off, get off, get off. Whew. Definitely got a little funky, but that's not as bad as it could have been, so I'm not even going to complain about that. I think I'm going to go around with caramel, so that'll cover up a little bit of this. My channel, all about the cover-ups. This is the final as far as like the stuff that I'm overly worried about. I think this might have been a bad idea. Yep, hate that. Oh God, Alicia, you had to go and ruin it in the last couple of steps. Okay, so you see how there's some icing right here on the lid? It's because the damn thing scraped along the side of the cake. Damn you, lid. Patrick better love this cake is all I'm saying. Okay. Okay. Maybe I can fix this. Alright, it's not even all the way around, but I think it's good enough to say that it's fixed. Plus the thing is this is all still liquid, so like it's still gonna move even though I keep wiping it to like even it. Now for the final moment of truth, putting our flowers on it. With these, I think I'm gonna put them in the center, but once they're in the cake, they have to stay in that spot because you'll just have a giant hole in your cake. Yeah, I think I went a little crazy with like the flowers and stuff.
What's that sprinkled stuff on top?
Pretzels. If you had to guess, what kind of cake is it?
Salted caramel.
Now let's see my cake cutting skills. Get the biggest knife. All right, you can dig in. Initial thoughts?
Pretty good.
Are you just saying that to make me feel better?
No. You're supposed to be more moist.
Well, I just followed the icing artist's recipe, so I'm going to blame it on her if it's not perfect.
That's really my only issue. It's kind of dry.
Okay, so my final thoughts on the cake are, as I said before, I'm not a huge cake person, so my opinions are definitely different than what like other people will think. Let's see. I like the pretzels in the cake and I like the caramel in the cake. I wasn't crazy about the vanilla pudding that I put in there. It was fine, but you know, I wasn't super crazy about that. Patrick said that the cake was a little bit dry, which it could be that I made it the day before, and also maybe putting it in the freezer dries it out a little bit. So I might play around with maybe a different cake recipe later on. Another thing I think is that, okay, so the icing artist, she actually uses, I think, 3-inch pans, so like they're a lot bigger, and then she like cuts them like in half, I believe. At least for my taste, I think that the layers was a little bit too thick. Let's see. Oh, the icing. So it's like really sweet, which I don't eat a whole lot of icing just because of that fact. So again, I'm not really, I guess, the person to really say like whether it's good icing or not. I'm sure other people would like the icing. I'm gonna let you guys know what other family members think. So, anywho, if you guys like this video, go ahead and leave a big thumbs up. Or you can use, a thumb down. I won't see it because apparently they changed that policy. But anyways, if you enjoy this type of content, or honestly, I do crafts, organizing all kinds of garbage, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.